Okay, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create an assembly for your tablet stand holder. We're going to set up the assembly so that we can save it as an STL ready for 3D printing. So first of all, you need to select your working directory. I've set my working directory to the folder that has my 3 files in. Okay, and then I'm going to press OK. You do not need to type. Then I'm going to go new, and this time I'm going to select assembly, and I'm going to call this TS tablet stand ASM1. Okay, so that I know what that is, tablet stand assembly 1, and then I'm going to tick OK. Okay, so now the environment has turned into the model environment, but it looks similar to the model. Okay, the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to come up to this button here in the component menu, and we're going to choose assemble. You click on that once, and I'm going to go get my parts. So first I want the base part. Okay, so I'm going to go in and select the base part. And you will see that you can move it. Okay, so you can move it from one back and forward, left and right, and up and down. Now the first thing you need to do here is select the plane from the model and attach it to the plane of the assembly. So you left click and then you left click again, and you will see that it has moved down and the fitting is coincident. I'm going to change that to distance, and it should say 0. Okay, that means that is the same height as that. I'm now going to come across and choose the right plane, left click, and then I've got this chain that I can then click to the plane, the right plane of the assembly. And you can see it has come across. Again, it has come as coincident, which is fine, but I as a habit change everything to distance, because then it allows you to do things later with exploded views. And then I have one more. I'm going to choose the front plane, and I'm going to attach to the front plane of the assembly. Now you can see that it has gone orange. It says up here in the status fully constrained, which means that it's locked into place. So I'm going to now tick OK, and there we have our first component locked in. Okay, the next step is I'm going to go and assemble again, and the part that fits that is the holder. So the holder part, I'm going to bring that in. Now, this time I'm going to rotate around, and I'm going to choose the bottom surface of the first component and the chain link to the bottom surface of the holder. Check that the distance should be 0. That means they are exactly the same. So now if I move that across, you will see they are exactly the same surface. So that's good. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is link the inside part of this holder, inside cylindrical surface, to the surface it would connect to, which is the outside cylindrical surface of that part of the holder. So click that, and you will see now it's moved back. So there is only one more constraint to do, which is the left and right. Okay, so we have this now happening. So we now know. Now there's a number of things we can do here. We can set the plane, so we can choose this plane and this plane, and they will be central. So I'm going to select that, and you can see the distance is 63.3. And then we should be able to see that that is in the middle and it has been fully constrained. Okay, so I'm happy with that, so I'm going to tick OK. Now my final part I need to bring in is the arm, which is going to connect to this component here, this part of the holder. So I'm going to go to Assembly. I'm going to choose Arm. Now, it's come in and it's not in the right orientation, which is fine. What I'm going to do is rotate it around roughly. Do not worry about it if it's not even quite right. It just needs to be in roughly the right orientation. Now again, the first thing I'm going to do is rotate around and make sure that the bottom surface is level with the bottom surface of our tool. So it doesn't matter which one I connect to, so I'm going to do that. And that is a distance of 0. So we know that if I change this number, it will go up or down. So that's my first constraint. Again, the next constraint is this outside cylinder is going to go into this internal cylinder. So you can see the component has moved up. Okay, I can't choose distance on that, so that's fine. So we can now see that this can move across, yep. Okay, you can see the tolerances here are pretty tight. So we do need to make sure that this is definitely in the middle. So I'm going to pull that away. I'm going to choose the center, the plane that runs through the center, which in this case is the front plane. I'm going to left click, it creates my chain, and I'm going to connect to the plane that runs through the assembly. Okay, the distance is set at, it's a default, so I'm going to change that distance to 0. And you'll see then that it's moved across. Okay, so we have a perfect set. Now that is what needs to be set up, so I'm going to tick OK. That is what needs to be saved as an STL that we can then bring into Cura, which is our slicing software for the 3D printer. So the next step is I'm going to do File and Save. It will open up the working directory. You don't need to type, it's already been named TSASM1. So I'm just going to tick OK. So that saved the assembly. Now I'm going to turn this into an STL. So I'm going to do File, Save As, Save a Copy. Now, this time we're going to change the type and we're looking for stereolithography, STL. This is the file type that talks to the 3D printer. Now this time I'm called TSASM1, so it will be different from these, and then I'm going to tick OK. No, I'm not. I'm going to come over to Customize Export. This is very important. And then tick OK. And this window will open up, which is part of the details for the export. And you will notice that chord height is selected. I want you to type in there 0.01. That's to make it a very fine finish. And then we're going to tick OK. And you can see now these are the polygon shapes that will be 3D printed. So it'll be very, very detailed and very smooth. And that will be printed in one complete print, all 3 components. Okay, that ends how to create an STL. and then your STL will need to be moved into the 3D printing folder, and I will teach you that in the class.